Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. It's time for our Sunday morning recap, and we had a great time at the Journey this past Sunday morning. And I know we had some snafus with the live stream, but we did get it up and running by message time. So if you get a chance, I think it'd be important for you to hear this message in its entirety. But get your Bibles in John chapter number 7, verses 1 through 13. We're not going to cover all those verses together right now, but I am going to highlight some things, and more specifically, I want you to get this. The right time is God's time. And this whole message this past Sunday morning was about timing. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of people out there operating on poor timing and really getting what they can make happen instead of what God's best is. And really, poor timing doesn't always lead to the worst things ever. That's important. In fact, that might be the most dangerous part of poor timing, is it could lead to the best you can do instead of the best God has for you. You might like what you can do well enough to not even think about pursuing God's very best for you. And what's really sad is some of the things that are lost is it really results in less of things that we wouldn't sacrifice if they were told to us up front, like less spiritual growth. We wouldn't say, well, I'll take my best over God's best, even though it comes with less closeness to God. We wouldn't say that we would rather have less family closeness, because we claim a lot of times that the reason why we chose the things that we did in the way that we did is because we wanted really to put our families first and make things better for our families. But because we were hasty, we were impulsive, or maybe we were just narrow vision, and had such narrow vision for something that we would rather do than what was best for us to do, we end up with that relationship struggle. We end up with that purchase that has us pinned financially, where we have that job decision that takes us out of God's work altogether. Listen, when we do things on our timing and in our own ways, we get less of everything that matters most, even though we got what we wanted when we wanted it. So back to the opening statement, the only right time is God's time. In fact, let me read it to you so you understand what I'm talking about. And I'll just kind of bring you in. And this is Jesus talking with his brothers, and maybe even his sisters. It says his brethren, which kind of indicates his family. He was talking with them before it was time to head out to the Feast of Tabernacles. And this is the conversation that they had. After these things, Jesus walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him. And now the Jews' Feast of Tabernacles was at hand, and his brethren therefore said unto him, Depart hence and go into Judea, that thy disciples may see thy works that thou doest. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly. If thou do these things, show thyself to the world, for neither did his brethren believe in him. And so if you think about it, our world operates on urgency. I said this yesterday, that my inbox on my email accounts, they're filled with last chance offers or urgent. We get things in the mail that say time sensitive on them, but honestly, we get another one next month, another one 2 weeks later, another one a week later, and they're always time sensitive, and they're always the same deal. So this urgency is not true. That's not the last chance. God would not do that to you to make you make a hasty decision and say, oh, by the way, if you miss this, everything's wrecked from here on out. It'll never come around again. That's not how God operates with us. He doesn't cause us to do things that would keep us from consulting him. He wants us to consult him. If you look in the Old Testament, anytime David didn't consult the Lord, he had catastrophe on his hands. When he consulted the Lord guided him, and the guidance wasn't always the same. So he needed to be with the Lord at all times. What we notice in this passage is that his brothers had very little belief in Jesus and who he was. They thought he had some pretty good skill sets, and maybe if he was going to make something of himself, he would go show off now before the people lost interest. But Jesus wasn't trying to make a name for himself. He was trying to save us, and he had an appointment he needed to make, and it wasn't time to make that appointment. Verse number 6 says it. He says, Then Jesus said unto them, My time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. He says, you guys are unbelievers. You can do whatever you want. Until you believe, you can do whatever you want. But because I am on God's timetable, I must do the works of my Father, the things that he sent me to do, and I will not deviate. Even to the death on the cross, I will not deviate. Hope that helps. I mean, be encouraged. God has a timetable for you. Stay on God's timetable. It's the best. Be on heaven time instead of earth time. Have a wonderful start to your week.